Herbalist, and I'm filming her for my YouTube channel. I'm going to take you inside her studio and show you some of the cool stuff that she does. I'm so excited because I'm curious, but I want to share more of what she does too. So stay tuned.
It's a larger umbrella, if you will, in terms of knowledge. But really understanding medicine, anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, differential diagnosis, you know, it's really about understanding the body, what the goals are. There are many plants that have multiple uses. So what you aim to do is you aim to hit as many issues with one stone as you can.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
You can't get an effect out of any one particular plant. So what you aim to do is minimize.
So essentially someone comes to you and they have an ailment, or they're trying to work on something that's been troubling them for maybe a long time, maybe a shorter period of time, and you mix these formulas to hopefully fix that or cure that.
So right now I have a patient formula that I'm compounding for. Okay. And what we aim to do is I really aim to put as few of the plants that I need in the formulation so I can take the concentrations up.
That makes sense.
Unless there are certain plants that have a limited or a restricted dosing maximum. There are some plants.
There's certain ones that are...
Yeah, in England we have something called the Schedule 3 or Schedule 20. And by that we mean there is a more narrow index between therapeutic dose and lethal dose.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, that's very important.
You're cautious about how you mix that, so that way someone doesn't take the chance of taking too much.
Right, because there are people who will say, "Oh, I eyeball it," and they splash the plants.
And I feel like this is, I don't want to say taken less serious, but it's taken like, oh, it's herbs, it's natural, it can't really hurt me, but that's not really the truth always with the way.
Exactly. It's not if a little bit is good, then a lot of bit is better.
Right. Very important.
If I get a sense that a patient is going to eyeball it, I will formulate differently.
Yeah,
I won't put those restricted plants in a formula.
Yeah.
But what we do is I formulate it based on need and tolerance. For example, if somebody's gone, they have some digestive issues and they've gone for an upper endoscopy or blood work existing, but we really look at everything and come to a more clinical rationale, not just guesswork.
Right.
Like a digestive problem, we can do more symptomatic relief and look to get to the cause of it, and you know early on whether it's working or whether you need to make a modification.
That's good. Yeah.
But in other cases like hormonal, metabolic, and autoimmune, things like that, then it's a longer fuse. And then it takes cycles, monthly cycles.
Because you have to watch everything.
Even in men, because whatever you do now, you really look at 3 or 4 monthly cycles to see the evolution. Our bodies work on cycles. Men and women work on monthly cycles.
Right.
So
we all have like this urgency, and that's the reason why I think so many pharmaceuticals and everything came into play, because they kind of they don't solve the problem, but they take care of the symptom that's coming up.
Yeah. And people often think that it's one or the other, and that's the furthest thing from the truth, because sometimes there's a place for conventional medicine, and even if it's temporary, you need to rein in immediately. Let's say somebody's blood pressure skyrockets. You obviously don't want to risk the chance of a stroke.
Right.
So sometimes...
And you don't have the time. You may not have the time to wait 3-4 cycles to see.
Exactly. So sometimes immediately you need to rein it in.
Sense.
You bring it into a reasonable range, and then we can work with the herbs to transition off the medication down the line.
That's so good to know.
Exactly. And to be quite honest, it's quite rewarding to work with somebody's doctor.
Yeah, the same thing like we were talking before about like working along with their trainer or working along with a nutritionist.
I don't personal train or work in cardiac rehab or corporate wellness centers like I did early in my career in my 20s. But because of that degree and also my 25 years with neuromuscular body work, I can give somebody some recommendations that they can take to their trainer, or I can confer with their trainer and say, this is what I've evaluated and what I see in my evaluation and my exam, and they can implement it in the training session.
It's amazing. Like, so that to me is awesome to be able to do that.
I love it. You're looking at the whole person. Like some people think, oh well, I'll go to the herbalist for this, and then I'll go to the nutritionist for that. And I don't think people realize that clinical nutrition is a subcomponent of medical herbalist. Here's how it works. These are fluid extract plant medicines, and these are plants. So just like the broccoli in your salad, okay, broccoli has a multitude of nutritional benefits. Right. If you were to take those nutrients in very, very large amounts, you would be able to have certain medicinal effects. However, because the broccoli contains water, right, and because you can't possibly consume and eat enough broccoli not only that, you'd have a lot of gastric distress.
You'd be in trouble.
Exactly. What we're doing is we're taking plants and parts of plants that you can't consume by mouth. You're getting a very highly concentrated form. So what we're doing is we get distillates for the volatile or the aromatic components, we get water extracts, and we get fat-soluble components. So we're getting absolutely everything you can draw out of that plant.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, that's so amazing.
And so you don't have to take that much.
Right.
And you're not swallowing handfuls and handfuls of
capsules
and tablets.
Yeah.
So it's always better to get it from food. You can get it you can put it in a blender and make it a smoothie, a bowl, or a pudding.
So it's best to figure out those that way.
You can add freeze-dried, some of these really wonderful things like spirulina.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
And whole plant bee pollen, and some of these whole plant foods. You can put those in your smoothies as long as you tolerate it.
Yeah, I want to see.
So today I actually have a patient in East Hampton preparing one of her 3 formulas. I've been treating her for over 10 years because she has ongoing needs. Ideally, we aim to get to the cause of an issue. We can discontinue it until something else comes up, manage with lifestyle. Right. But in some individuals with chronic problems or things in their life that they can't control, that are beyond their control, they might need some additional support. So this particular formula is what we call her emergency chronic anxiety that can creep in. We've weaned her off of her antidepressant, and so this formulation is helping nervous system, adrenals. But we have to protect ourselves so that it's
the same as like cooking and everything.
It's clean. Yeah. Some people wonder, well, are you mixing this in your bathroom?
No,
I'm not mixing this in my bathroom.
Look it, I'll even show my shoes.
Yes, we have protective shoes. Ordinarily, I like to fill in glass bottles because we don't like to keep in plastic for long periods of time. But when patients are at a distance, I'll ship the first round in glass, second refill or beyond. I'll ship in plastic, and then they can decant it into the glass storage.
That makes sense.
So we're going to begin with one of her herbs. And so I work with a colleague that he grows it there, and I can follow it from seed to harvest.
So awesome.
So I'm pretty OCD about that.
That's like incredible.
So I import from the UK. It costs a lot more to import, and I feel like
you know what you're getting. That's why it's different. Like you really, really know.
Exactly. This isn't a mystery. It's not. You know that it's not being irrigated with raw sewage or having factory farm runoff. It's organic and.
Nice.
be able, I think people prefer, and most of my patients like to knock it back, get it done,
I
done
wouldn't
with
want
the
to think about
day.
it.
They don't want to
I don't wanna
prolong
have
it. That's why I'm a conservative practitioner.
Okay.
The first time someone comes in, I only fill 200 mils of a formula or less, and we test the tolerance for 2 weeks, and we touch base at that 2-week point. And we want to test tolerance, so reactions or which I don't see reactions.
I was gonna say, do you usually see anything?
If anybody has any questions, they call me and ask me if they can take it a different way, and then we come up with different ways. We aim to streamline from taking handfuls of capsules, so ultimately we're reducing the overall cost of your output.
Because sometimes you're taking 20
Right, but then this costs less than that. Because probably when you average it out, depending on the variation, whether you only need a smaller dose or a larger dose, you're probably looking at the cost of your Starbucks coffee every day.
That's insane.
Which people think that she has these testimonials from rock stars. It must be thousands of dollars, but it's not. It's really inexpensive. As ultimately, you do have to believe in it. You have to trust. People think herbal medicine and they're fearful. They're skeptical. People may take a pharmaceutical or a supplement that may have side effects. They don't think anything of it. But when they hear plants and herbs and herbal medicine, they become researchers, and they're so fearful and skeptical.
It's so funny. You're right, though. It's so true. I know. I'm so happy. This is an overview, essentially, of what you do. I think we do want to probably get in the kitchen and do some stuff.
I'm really excited about that because I've seen your cooking segments, and I say, oh, tell people what that's good for.
And no one's there to do that. So we have to do that. I love it. Oh, thank you, Tami, so much for showing us all this and taking us inside.
Thank you for coming in, and we are suited up with our clean room, because this is a clean room and it's not open to the public.
And that's why I feel so special to be able to even come in here and
not too many people come. Nobody comes in here, so this is it's wonderful to have company and be able to take the mystery out of it.
I'll make sure that I have all your information at the end of this so people could find you and chat with you. She's on, what's your Instagram?
She is Med Herbalist.
I'll tag it too so you'll see it. But Med Herbalist, so you can find her on there because you post a lot of new stuff now recently. You've been up on it.
We're trying.
Posting some good stuff. And then you have your website, and I'll be posting this so you guys can find out a lot more. Thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Bye.